Hey, it's Camo with the Nashville Access Facebook show presented by Solis North Gulch Apartments, where taste matters. We've got a great show for you today. There's quite a bit of a buzz going on about this guy right now, and it really is well deserved. His name is Matt Kennon, and we're going to discover him, his music, and probably stuff we shouldn't even know. Matt, come on in. Oh, he's just taking. He could have kept his sunglasses on.
I can't wear my sunglasses.
How you doing,
Good to see
man?
you.
Let's have a seat. We'll talk. You have an album here too, which is really cool.
Yeah, that album's kind of interesting, being what it is. It's,
The best of Matt Kennon.
and what that means is the top 18 selling songs that we've had over the last 9 years,
Cool.
plus 2 brand new songs.
It's better than the worst of Matt Kennon, which would be easy.
Yeah, the worst.
Just pick out all the
I
bad
don't even
songs.
play that for my mom. If it's worst of, it never gets heard of.
That's right. Yeah, previously the garage tapes.
Yeah, you know what? Hey, I thought about putting one of those work tape albums out. You know, especially with the call and stuff like that. Might be cool.
But it's kind of neat though. A lot of bands are doing that with deluxe editions, and you'll hear, off the board stuff from live shows.
Right.
And you'll hear demos. There's one with Cody and Cambria, and it's really neat. You get to hear demos that didn't make the album,
Right.
but they're still great songs.
Yeah, but the Motley Crue,
Yeah.
we were talking about them. They've got a deluxe edition with a demo for Home Sweet Home, and it doesn't even have a piano part in it. It's all guitar.
Yeah.
So I was like, cool.
Yeah, that's the first thing. We have a book here called Guns N' Roses.
The Life and Time. Look how thick it is.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of stuff.
Well, I think it's just in big print so the band can actually read it.
Right. I mean, there's so many stories about them I've read up on. I listen to Hair Nation. I mean, it's just kind of. I was telling somebody the other day, the kind of music I make and the kind of music I listen to is quite the contrast.
It's the same thing. Well, I don't make any music, thankfully, but the music I listen to is so diverse. Like Iron Maiden, Metallica, and,
See, that's a little heavier.
and Johnny Cash,
Right.
And it's just.
For me, it was more the Skid Rows of the world, the Motley Crue, even the Poison, Cinderellas.
The hair metal
Yeah,
stuff.
the hair stuff. I like, because it was real melodic, and those guys were able to rock you out, but then they were able to rip your heart out with this ballad about missing some girl they probably, didn't even date that long. So it was really cool stuff.
It's dated as a.
Right. Well, and I'm not going to tell you the story about this song, but Rocket Queen, I don't know if you know the story about that song.
No.
Well, yeah, just listen to the song and then Google it. And there's a pretty interesting story involving Steven Adler's girlfriend and Axl Rose.
Yeah. So, I mean, hair metal, a lot of people diss hair metal.
And I don't know why.
I don't either.
I mean, those guys could play.
Yeah.
And the longer the hair, the better they play.
The longer the hair, the tighter the spandex, the bigger the fan base.
Yeah, and you know what was cool about it? Is they at least had an image.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? It was like, here's these bad boys that are singing about, I'm coming home to you and all that stuff. So it was almost like they're these romantic rebels.
Yeah.
And I think there's a void in music. I think it's like country music could have embraced that era. And I don't think they have yet. Oh, I'm sorry.
You slide
Slide over. Okay, yeah, man.
I think you're right. And people have said that we're kind of going through a hair metal phase of country music, but I don't even think that is true.
No.
I think the euphemism has been that we're going through kind of the hair metal phase and we're waiting for grunge to come along.
Well, see, I think that's where everybody's wrong. I think it went straight from Southern rock, maybe into just a little bit of soft melodic journey, maybe just a little bit of that. Then I think it went over with. Well, I like Separate Ways and Faithfully and Open Arms. There's a lot of the older stuff I don't care for.
They're all incredibly talented, but there's just something about the vocals. I can't. It's like chalk.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny is I've collaborated with a lot of those guys, but not to go down this road yet. But Brantley Gilbert, I think, kind of did adopt that grunge sound.
Yeah.
So I think there's a little bit of Seattle influence. I never really got into that. Kind of my last hurrah with rock and roll was Candlebox.
Yeah.
I mean, I dig Stone Temple Pilots, Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, that kind of stuff, which I think what I foresee happening in my producer is a 90s country mixed with an 80s rock feel with a modern production on it today.
I think that's kind of where it seems to be going. And
Well, we want to take them there.
And that seems to be the sensibility. People are wondering at home, why are we talking about hair metal and grunge?
Our influences is what shaped our lives.
And for you as an artist, these are the bands that you're bringing to your music.
Yeah, it's kind of like Travis Tritt. You know, when you heard Travis Tritt, you heard this soulful guy. You knew he lived in black churches. That's where he learned how to sing. But he was doing Leonard Skinner. He was doing the Allman Brothers. But then he kind of did that thing with the ballad. I mean, if you listen to a couple of his songs, they were all produced by Greg Brown, who's a great producer. And I think that's important for artists to incorporate some of that influence. Now, me, when people say, oh, hair metal, it would probably be more with my voice, more of the White Snake. Yeah. You know, because more that deeper.
When are you going to get a girl to dance on the hood of your car?
I got one in the lobby right now that we're hanging out. So yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah, we need more White Snake stuff.
All right, so and I'm glad you brought this up. But have you noticed, like Tommy Lee and Nikki Sixx, I follow their marketing, and they're geniuses, and they've always got the women. Yeah. I mean, they really do. They've always got a girlfriend, or, you know, and it seems like even though they've lived this wild side, that now they've come over to wanting to have a family. Nikki Sixx got a kid on the way, and he's 60 years old.
I know. He's not going to know what he's getting himself into, I think.
Well, they both married young. Tommy Lee just married Brittany Ferlin.
Wow.
So it's like these guys, and this music, what I keep trying to tell these people in Nashville is, they're not playing the new stuff on the radio, but the old stuff's still good enough to get people to come and buy tickets and sell out an arena.
Well, yeah, and that's it. When you look at some of those bands, a lot of the bands that are going out on their last hurrahs now.
Yeah, and they're here.
And they're here.
And they're here in Nashville.
They're drawing, I mean, ELO in Nashville, the people are still raving about that show. Because the musicianship and the lyrics are there, and that all comes back to what's been missing for quite a while. It's the musicianship and the lyrics especially.
Well, I'm glad we got on this topic today. It may not even been what you wanted to talk about.
This show has, we talk about dust sometimes. So.
Well, I've got an idea. I've worked with Jimmy Jameson from Survivor. He's one of my dearest friends. First concert I ever saw in 1984. Along the way, I was able to write with Jim Peterick, who wrote all the songs. Eye to March. He wrote Eye of the Tiger and all the ballads for Survivor. But my first concert in 1984, I see these guys rocking out. The drummer doing a killer solo. And I'm like, Dad, I want to do that. But all their music was positive. Yeah. You know, it was all the Rocky, the Burning Heart. It was that positive. So that was really some of the first music I was ever exposed to. And then 25 years later, I'm making music with those guys. Jimmy became like an uncle to me and sang on my first 2 albums.
That's got to be really cool.
I got a recording of him and I doing The Search Is Over that no one's ever heard. Wow. And the fact that he died, I just haven't really done anything with it. But what about doing a project like with the drummer from Tesla here, some of the guys from Night Ranger, and you bring in one guy from the band and collaborate and do a 10-song album, kind of the songs that shaped my life, and put a country feel.
That would be a killer album.
I think it would go. You know, I really do.
I mean, some of the guys from Deep Purple. are here.
The
Styx.
Yeah, the scrap metal guys are here. Nelson, Kip Winger, Tom Kiefer. Tom Kiefer played on a guitar track. Oh my God.
Tommy Shaw is here.
Tommy Shaw. Jonathan Cain. I know you're huge on Journey as much as I am, but he's cool. And we did Faithfully too.
Yeah, I mean, that would be such a cool thing to do.
Well, Mark Slaughter played on my first 2 albums, and I've actually toured with him.
Cool.
So we got an 80s guy out there with loopers and acoustic guitars playing all these heavy metal songs, and then I'm opening up for him doing my little singer-songwriter thing, and it worked.
Wow, that's excellent. Is it really, I mean, how do you describe the feeling of either working with or being on a show with some of these guys that were your guitar heroes growing up?
They were my guitar heroes, and it's no secret, y'all. I'm a drummer. I'm not a great guitar player, but the fact that I can get out there and play with those guys and they get on stage and jam with me, it's like cool these guys grew up. They probably devoted their whole life to mastering their instrument.
That truly is living the dream.
Yeah, they were living, on Sunset Strip and the whole deal,
Wow.
The Whiskey A Go Go.
Who's the best drummer in the world?
Man, you know what? I really like Steven Adler. It's funny you say that, but he's not in really good shape right now. But I loved his playing. It was a lot of cymbals. And Chad Cromwell, who we use here in Nashville, he's like that. So on this new stuff that we've done, it's kind of got a little bit of that feel.
So no like Portnoy's or anybody?
Yeah, I like the Winery Dogs. I think that was
great.
really cool, the way they kind of broke that out. The three-piece band, I always am a sucker for a three-piece band. It's all about, like Motley Crue, it was really a three-piece. Yeah, it was a three-piece band. You know Mick Mars lives here. Yeah. So the best drummer, man, I took drum lessons from the Carmine Appice book and Steve Gadd. Carmine Appice, from King Cobra.
Oh,
but
Carmine played with tons.
Yeah, Carmine, yeah. But if I had to say the best drummer, it wouldn't be Lars. I know that's probably a lot of people's favorite. And I don't know that it would be Tommy Lee. I like the guy that was playing with Bad English. When I See You Smile.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and who was that guy? He was in Journey, I want to say. I thought that was a killer band.
Yeah.
When I See You Smile.
Yeah. They're kind of underrated. They fly.
John Wade, he could sing the phone book. But I think that song could be a country hit today. When I See You Smile, what woman doesn't want to hear that?
I know. That's a really interesting take, and it brings us back around to your music, which is kind of why you're here.
Yeah, and it doesn't sound like that.
Matt Muckle.
Do what?
Drummer Matt Muckle.
Okay, Matt Muckle. Yeah, he's my favorite drummer.
Our producer behind the scenes is Googling names for me. Your music comes from your background.
Yeah.
Growing up, and you had a really kind of unique early years.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, my music is basically, it's just a story. Everything you hear, whether I record it or write it, it's all part of the story. And it's all over the map. It may go back a long ways, and it may be something that happened recently. And every song I treat is different. Some may have that soft rock feel. I've got some really traditional country stuff. But the only thing really unique about my music is my voice. Yeah. So having worked with 3 of the top 5 producers ever in the history of Nashville, James Stroud, Kyle Lennon, and Paul Worley, there's been different treatments that have been put around these songs.
And, we've been talking about this, all the hair metal and rock and roll stuff, but those are just like the 3 biggest names in country production.
Right.
Paul Worley, George Strait.
Well, Paul Worley actually, that was Tony Brown. Tony Brown. Paul Worley did Martina, Lady Antebellum, the band Perry, and who's the big one?
He's got
Dixie Chicks. He did the Dixie Chicks from the beginning. Yeah. And him and I have been flirting with the idea for a couple of years, maybe, or a year. And I've been chasing that man down for 15 years. I'm talking about leaving CDs on his car at Guitar Center. Seriously, I was hunting this, and I finally wrestled that bear to the ground. Yeah. And my new single, Love is Stronger, is what solidified him and I working together. I sent him tons of songs. Yeah, it's good. Let's keep writing whatever. I sent him that song. He's like, let's do it. In 30 minutes, I got a phone call back.
Well, let's do it. You want to do another song for us?
Yeah, we can do that, man.
You're watching the Nashville Access Facebook show with Camo and my special guest, Matt Kennon. We're just talking, so thanks for hanging out.
I wrote this song. It's about what we talked about. All right, so.
Shotgun DJ playing all favorite songs all night long. I could ride around forever, going nowhere and just get lost. We'll take a gas and the windows down like Jack Diane. Our girl is the sound. It's like oh, whoa, rock and roll, easy on my soul and it's so. County Road is our sunset strip, our bustle shows. You turn me on and you turn me back. You turn me
mess you up?
No, that's fine.
I mean, is it an edit? Okay.
Hold on, let's just,
Or we can do the call or.
let's just
Stop.
stop playing for a minute. I'll say, you want to do another song for us? And then you can start playing and let me.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
You want me to stop or?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
So, you want me to do that same song or something different?
No, do that same
Okay.
song, just
Okay.
without
Yeah, okay, cool.
You went down one of those roads nobody should have to go. Life sure got real fast. You couldn't see your way. Your world was under a cloud. All you could feel was helpless. You didn't think you could do it. Oh, but you got through it. You kept faith when you didn't have a prayer. Found hope when it wasn't even there. Up against the impossible, you just wouldn't back down. You kept fighting. That heavy cross you carry ain't weighing you down any longer. Life is tough, but love is stronger. You're finally facing the sun. Your brighter days have begun. Look at you now. You're soaking it in. You're smiling. You're laughing. You're happy. You're living every moment surrounded by all the beautiful reasons why. You kept faith when you didn't have a prayer. Found hope when it wasn't even there. Up against the impossible, you just wouldn't back down. You kept fighting. That heavy cross you carry ain't weighing you down any longer. Life is tough, but love is stronger. You kept faith when you didn't have a prayer. Found hope when it wasn't even there. Up against the impossible, you just wouldn't back down. You kept fighting. That heavy cross you carry ain't weighing you down any longer. Life is tough, so tough. The love is stronger. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You went down one of those roads nobody should have to go. Now you know love is stronger.
I dig that a whole bunch.
Cool, man.
Really cool.
Cool.
Okay, so it's just giving me another idea
Uh-oh.
of this album using
Yeah.
Guitar Heroes. Double album.
Double A.
Half of it is all, one album is all country versions with those guys playing, and then you do hair metal versions of your songs.
Yeah, full on.
Because that would, I was listening to different ideas for mixes, and it's like, that would be really cool.
All right, so here's a couple I wrote on this record. Then there was You Can Still Wear White.
I have to take the glasses off.
Yeah, Though and Midnight Jesus. So there's, and then Faithfully's on there. But there's about 4 on this record that have, like I said, Mark Slaughter, Jimmy Jameson, full on hardcore rock.
And then strip them back and do country.
Yeah, and surprisingly enough, there's some of my best sellers.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking Marshall stacks, Parker guitars,
Knobs
on
that
the
don't work.
reverbs and distortion. I mean, it's like, James Stroud looked at me like I had 2 heads. He's like, what in the world are you doing?
Yeah.
And then the critics came back and said they dug that stuff. He couldn't even be in the studio while we were doing it. It was getting on his nerves.
But I think, you know, they always talk to they, whoever they are, it's finding your lane
Yep.
and owning it.
Yep.
And I think with you bringing these bands that had such great melodies, such great lyrics, the costumes were dodgy, but
Yeah. I mean, we're not doing the hair and the makeup, you know.
No, but
that
if
feel.
you bring that feel and that concept to what you're doing as an artist, and you own that, and because there are always people from your age on up, you know, even past mine, that dig that stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a market for it.
And you know what's really sad is this town has not opened the doors to Bret Michaels himself. They have to a few, like Aaron Lewis or Stain, but they haven't embraced any of the 80s guys. Except Dan Huff.
Yeah.
Giant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were kind of pre-hair metal. They didn't, Giant were a little bit different.
But
I'll tell you, my wife, behind the camera there, played in a band before Dan started Giant. It was called The Arsenal. She was their lead singer. Dan Huff, David Huff, and
well, this
Kurt
is getting
Huff.
weird because I want Dan Huff to play on this record because he did all that Tim McGraw stuff and he had all that chorus on there. And the best solo I've ever heard out of anybody to this day in this town was what he played on Tim McGraw's When She Wakes Up and Finds Me Gone.
We'll tag Dan on this.
Yeah, it's like a minute and a half of Dan Huff just gripping it and ripping it, and I was like, yeah.
That would be so neat, and to have that kind of uniqueness to yourself. But I think going back to Bret Michaels, I think it's, in his case, it's the song, because the songs that he's been releasing to try and break that kind of have not been strong.
But he could do Every Rose Has Its Thorn and just put maybe a little flair to it, you know. But yeah, and you're right. And Mike Brignadella, he's played on a lot of my stuff, and he's done a lot of that. So these guys are here. They're floating around.
It's great watching you talk about this stuff because you really see that your passion is music.
Yeah, and you know what I found that's consistent about the passion in the music is the synth pads. No, seriously. If you listen to Chicago, if you listen to REO Speedwagon, I challenge you to do that. Every song that makes you go, God, it's got those synth pads in here. And it's got those just all different kind of, even cheesy keyboards. So we got to find a way to make that cool.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't go plastic on everybody.
No,
but Robin Sanders and those guys.
Because the 80s, when they discovered synthesizers, that's every song has a synth, and it's just like, no, we need a guitar.
But we put them on this record because nobody else is really using them. So it's like we just kind of stayed true to who we are, and we've been betting on futures that it's eventually gonna go to the direction we've always been. So,
What are some of your other passions besides music?
well, I got a new dog. I'm a dad. I have a daughter, 7.5-year-old daughter, and it's really important for me to be the best dad that I can be to her these days. And it's really cool because she gets it. She associates me leaving town for 2 weeks or 3 weeks to coming back with new music that we can ride around and listen to together.
Nice.
So it's really been a blessing to have such an understanding little girl. And
yeah, when she gets a little bit older, it'll be good. Dad's out of town for 2 weeks.
Yeah. And, she's in Florida right now, and then I'll have my vacation with her, with my mom and dad, because mom and dad's 79 and 78. So it always concerns me every time I go see them, being that they're getting old. So my family's really important to me, and spending as much time with them when I'm not doing this, which is very rare. But hunting, fishing, boating, four-wheeling.
Fishing, love it every day.
So yeah, it's like 80s rock with a country lifestyle with a guy that looks like, Henry Rollins. It's a walking contradiction.
But, which is a Christopherson line.
Yeah.
Walking contradiction, partly truth, partly fiction.
I need to go listen to that because,
Pilgrim chapter 33.
I'll tell you another story about him. But we had a record come out the same day.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and I met him on a plane. And we talked. It was cool.
Is he somebody that you look up to as a writer?
Yeah, absolutely. But I tell you who I really look up to is, the Craig Wisemans of the world, the hitmen of Music Row. I mean, they were the happening part of this town, and they got those heartfelt songs.
Yeah, it's funny because when you say commercial, your music is commercial. Sometimes a lot of people look at that as a negative, and it's not. It just means a lot. It appeals to a lot of people, and that's how you make your living, is by making music that sells.
Right, and that's the thing. The challenge has been is we make music that sells to the amount of people we can reach.
Right.
So that sometimes it's like you're screaming at the top of your lungs, but only so many people can hear you.
Yeah.
You know, that's been the challenge all this time. But we try to put, like I said, like the Survivor thing, we try to put a little positivity, a little hope in there. So even though we're kind of, I don't know what you want to call it, country rock star mentality, we want to do good. So it's almost like an outreach situation with
So no need to combine country and death metal then, really.
Right, no, I just think that feel good, like, damn Yankees, can you take me high enough? That kind of stuff that, you know, it's just people are ripping and gripping the guitar and everybody's playing from the heart. And I don't know, it's just kind of music that turns me on. It's kind of like my live show. I was talking to a band member and he's like, we need to put together the kind of show you want to come see. And I'm like, you're right. And we ain't been doing that.
Yeah.
You know, we need the smoke machines. We need the lights. We need the backdrop. We need to really go in there and leave an impression.
You need a trapeze.
Yes, I need it. All right, so yeah, I wrote a song about what we've been talking about a few years back.
You're watching the Nashville Access Facebook show with Camo. My special guest is Matt Kennon, and we're just talking and picking. And
Thanks for
stuff.
tuning in. It's called Old Rock and Roll.
You're my shotgun DJ playing all our favorite songs all night long. I could ride around forever, going nowhere and just get lost. A full tank of gas and the windows down, like Jack and Diane. Our room is sound, it's like whoa, whoa, rock and roll, easy on my soul. County Road is our sunset strip by muscle shows. You turn me on and turn me back, and I can't get enough. Our love is like old rock and roll. Oh, it never gets old.
Still forgot the words. It's glad
I look over and see you strumming that air guitar, pouring that sugar on, singing at the top of our lungs to those 80s songs. Yeah, we're bad to the bone, hands out the sunroof, wind in our hair, out on the edge. Yeah, we're living on a prayer. Our love is like gold, rock and roll, easy on my soul and soul. County Road is our sunset strip by muscle shows. You turn me on and you turn me up. You take me back, I can't get enough. It's like gold rock and roll. Oh, it never gets old. Our love's just as timeless as that final turn of the page. Let's hear that red, red wine, baby, one more time. It just gets sweeter with age. Our love is like gold rock and roll, easy on my soul and soul. County Road is our sunset strip by muscle shows. You turn me on and you turn me up. You take me back, I can't get enough. Our love is like gold rock and roll. It never gets old.
So I would probably go download that versus using that.
That's actually
But I hadn't played it in a long time, and I just felt like it went with what we're talking about
we're
today.
talking.
Yep.
His name is Matt Kennon. This is the album, The Best of Matt Kennon, which it would be weird if that was the name of somebody else's album.
Yeah,
You've got a new single out.
we do. Yeah, Love Strong. We got a new video out. We got some stuff to follow up with too. Or in the can. Yeah.
What's the summer look like for gigs and touring?
You know, it's been really consistent. We got about 5 to do in the next 2 weeks, and we got a handful next month. So not as busy as I'd like to be, but busy enough, you know, to get a lot of this other stuff done.
Well, give me a call. You want to work on that album?
Yeah, man.
And we'll do the hair metal thing.
Yeah.
I'll just point and say, look at him.
Right. Now, do you have time for me to do one other song?
Yeah,
Be good. All right, so this is a song I wrote by myself. I don't want to like impose if you got somebody waiting in the lobby.
It's all about you.
All right, so I wrote this song because, you know, for people that have been cheated on, you know, or done wrong, and it's kind of got an 80s thing to it. It's a power ballad. It's called Wasn't It Enough?
I walked away from crazy dreams I had deep inside my heart, and I knew we found forever right from the very start. Yeah, the moment I laid eyes on you, girl, I knew I was through. But here lately I've been hearing you've been seeing somebody new. Wasn't it enough? Wasn't it enough when I gave you all my love? Wasn't it enough? Wasn't it enough? You know I needed you so much. Wasn't it enough? Now all that's left are the distant memories, second chances, first glances. Now that we're through, don't mean anything without you. Wasn't it enough? Wasn't it enough when I gave you all my love? Wasn't it enough? Wasn't it enough? You know I needed you so much. Yeah, I know I did you wrong, but I got down on my knees and begged your forgiveness so many times. Wasn't it enough? And don't you want my love? Wasn't it enough? Wasn't it enough? Yeah, the life we had, love. Wasn't it enough?
Oh, that is so power ballad.
Yeah,
song.
that's in 80s land right there, and I love it. Yeah.
That's excellent.
And here's the cool thing about it. Just because I'm a solo acoustic player, it doesn't really have a genre.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Everything gets stripped down to that acoustic anyway, and it's really cool. How can people connect with you on socials and websites?
Yeah, y'all
and
please
stuff?
connect with me. I'm looking forward to building that fan base on social media. It's been a few years, and I wasn't really devoting as much time to it as I am now. So I'm really excited about Instagram at Matt Kennon, Facebook Matt Kennon Music, YouTube, and Spotify, iTunes.
Nice.
And new music will be.
Man, thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, man. I'm glad we finally connected.
Yeah,
Man.
it's a great time. Make sure you check him out, Matt Kennon. He's terrific. He's got some cool music. Again, go and buy all of or part of this album, The Best of Matt Kennon.
And that is only available on mattkennon.com.
Cool. All
Yeah,
right.
so
But
everything else is digital.
Everything else
Yeah.
is digital.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Art shows.
Thanks for watching today, the Nashville Access Facebook show with Camo. Hey, make sure you catch me every Thursday morning with Jody Crosby and John Wolf on 88.9 FM in Tamworth, Australia. every Saturday afternoon from 3 to 7 right here in Nashville on Hippie Radio 94.5, and every Sunday from midday all across the UK on Chris Country, the UK's country station. Thanks for watching. See you next time.